So this is a book that I've been reading. I haven't finished it yet, but I've been reading it for some time now, and this is very interesting. It's got a lot of political stuff in it. And I just want to kind of go over it and encourage people to, if they can. I think this book was like $65 on Amazon. Um, by Jim Bryant, Acting Strategically Using Drama Theory. So this is not really necessarily about acting in a play. It's about strategy. So I will go over just some of the things that has in the beginning of the book that it talks about. It's broken down into 3 parts. It's pretty interesting. I'm reading another book by Stephan Scheffer called Meaning, and it has a lot of this part 1 stuff in it. But part 1, motivation, introduction. So it's interdependent decisions. Framing has to do with putting a box around an issue so that you can decrease the size of it and look at it more clearly, or framing someone else's mind so that you can get them to go in the direction you want them to go in. Common knowledge, coordination, all the world's a stage. Dramatic structure, the dramatic episode conclusion. And then 2, strategic interaction, developing strategic competence. Game theory, which is something that I've been reading on for a while. It's pretty interesting. Representing games, metaphysics, inducement, prediction, the analysis of options and conclusion. Part 2, confrontation analysis. Section 3, soft games, irrational players. So there's rational and irrational players. And in my mind, I feel like people who are irrational and they don't normally have the ability to be rational. So irrational people usually constantly always make irrational decisions, whereas rational people understand the difference between rational and irrational and therefore can make both decisions. So they have emotional conflict, soft game analysis, soft game process, and conclusion. How politicians play games with each other is in part 2. Drama theory, enter stage left, communicated common knowledge, defining the game, dilemma and analysis, dilemma management, the emotional process of game transformation, mathematical treatment, beyond the text, beyond the scenes, the unexpressed, subtext, pathologies, plot holes in storyline, context, prediction and conclusion. Prediction to me was probably the most interesting of this book. Part 3, application, political management, corridors of power, electoral politics and postures, and the national interest, speaking peace between nations, defense, eyeball to eyeball, operations and deployments, international defense, business and organizational relations, human relations, horizontal conflict, interorganizational relationships, reaching and maintaining agreements, social and personal relations between you and me, life or soap opera, conflict in society, clash of civilizations. Part 4, practice, strategic action, analytical framework, intervention processes, active processes, support, and outlook.